Alright, let's look at question 17. We have the readings of some air pollution index API of a town over 8 days, and X is a constant. So you can see we have all these numbers, and then we have some number X, or some unknown X, which is also just a constant, just a number. Determine the possible values of X for each of the following cases. So let's look. Part A. The mean is 66. What is the mean? It's the average. So basically we have 8 numbers, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the average just means if we add them all up and we divide them all by 8. So we add them all up, and don't worry, just add in the X, divide it all by 8, the mean should be 66. We can find X now. So if you solve for that, what you will get is simply that this gives me 460 plus X over 8 equals 66. And then I simply multiply both sides by 8. So I get 460 plus X equals to 66 times 8, which is 528. X therefore is simply this, which is 68. That's it. Okay, part B. It's part A. Part B, the range of the data is 35. So what's the current range? Okay, let's look. Range is basically the largest number subtracting the smallest number. So let's see, largest number is 80, smallest number is right now 47. So actually, let's just try to find what is 80, what's the current range. So that's 80 minus 47, which gives me 33. So really, if you look at it, it's like the whole range of data, and 80 is here, and 47 is here, and all the other data is inside. And this currently is, the range is 33. We want it to become 35. So I can either increase it by 2 like this, right? This would be 35. That means X can be 82, right? I increase it by 2. Or I keep 80, but I increase it by 2 over here. That means X can also be 45. So these are two possible values of X to increase my range to 35. So I can say X can equal to 82 or X can equal to 45. And that's how you do it. Okay, part C, the median of the data is 67. Okay, so in this case, we have no choice. I think we just need to rearrange the data from in the order that we need it to be in. So let's do it here. So smallest right now is 47, followed by 53, and then 6. So let's do that. 47, 53. Next biggest is 65, and then 68, and then 70, 77. Finally 80. Of course, we don't know where X is. I'm just gonna do X. I'm just gonna write it here. Don't know where it is. And we want the median to be 67. So the median has to be here. It's gonna be somewhere here. Right. Actually, right now the median, as in the median has to be somewhere there. So let's see. If the median was actually there, then that would be 68 plus 65 divided by 2. And that's actually not what we want, because you can see if the median was there, this would actually give me 66.5, and that's not what we want. We want the median to be 67. So really, I think that only leaves us with one way to do it, which is, because if we want the median to be here, then X, I think, has to be 66, right? So if let's say if X was 66, let's say X was 66, then you would have 4 numbers here and 4 numbers here, and then the median would be in between 66 and 68, which will give me 67. So X must equal to 66. Cool. Now we want the upper quartile to be 77. Okay, so let's use what we have here once again. I'm just going to rewrite it over here. So we don't have the x anymore, not as in x is not 66 anymore. We're trying to find another value of x given the new requirement, part D. Okay, and then of course we still have x somewhere. Okay, and we want the upper quartile to be 77. Okay, so once x is in, right, and we want the upper quartile, so let's label that upper quartile will be here. Okay, so it's a bit tricky, but let's see what happens. Okay, what if x was here? Then where would my upper quartile be? Then you'd say that, okay, my median would be here, right? 4 numbers on the left, 4 numbers on the right, and my upper quartile will therefore be here in between, and that's not 77. That means x cannot be there, right? And what if x was over here? Then what would you say? You would say that, okay, so this would be my median, right? So and this would be my upper half, and my upper quartile would therefore be in between 70 and 77, and it's still not 77. So that tells me that, okay, well, of course, if you put it anywhere else, you also see that it won't work. It won't work. Maybe x has to be like in between, like next to 77. Okay, let's see what can happen. If x is in between 77 and 80, maybe let me put it here. Okay, then you can see that, okay, this is my upper half. My upper quartile will be in between 77 and x. Okay, and if I put x here, it's the same. Upper quartile will also be in between 77 and x. So, but I want my upper quartile to be 77 itself. So it tells me that there is hope, but only if x itself is 77. Then when it's in between x and 77, since x is also 77, then if I were to illustrate like this, let me just erase. If you just look over here, 68, 70, and then x is 77, and then I still have my other 77. Then you can see, where's my upper quartile? My upper quartile is now, well, you can see this is my upper half, right? 4 numbers here, 4 numbers here. And you can see clearly now that my upper quartile is between these two numbers, 77 and 77, and my upper quartile is therefore 77. And that's the only way that can happen. Alright, finally let's look at part E. The lower quartile is 55. So let's just construct it again. The whole range of values without x. So let's just put x. I'm just going to write it here at the side. We're going to use it later like a chess piece. Okay, and then we say that we want the lower quartile to be 55. So that really is, it's here. We want lower quartile to be 55. It's somewhere in between 53 and 65 and wherever x is. So we see that, okay, if I put x here, it's not going to change anything, right? It's like, this is my lower quartile. Sorry, this is my lower half. My lower quartile is here. Okay, good. But that's not going to give me 55. If I take 65 plus 53 over 2, that gives 59, which is not what I want. I want 55. So that tells me that, okay, I think x probably has to come in here to play around. So what if x was here? Right? Because I feel like I have to influence it over here in some way. So this would be my lower half, right? 4 numbers on the right, 4 numbers on the left. Then my lower quartile would be between x and 53. And so maybe let's try that out. Let's say, what if I could get 53 plus whatever x is, and if I divided that by 2, can I get that to be 55? And the answer is yes. So you can solve it. You can say that, okay, this gives 53 plus x equals to 110. Let's multiply both sides by 2. And x therefore will be 110 minus 53, which is 57. And there we have it. So let's just verify by writing it all out. If 47, 53, and let's say x is 57, and then we just continue. And we see from this data set that yes, okay, this is my lower half, this is my lower quartile, and yep, it will give me 55. There we go.